Hi guys, back indoors today. Pretty horrible day outside today on the Isle of Mull. Constant drizzle, bit breezy, so I thought I'd come indoors, which kind of helps anyway because today's message from Mull is all about the power, potential, and promise of a blank piece of paper. Now, I know many of you may already write things down. You may make to-do lists. You might write down your goals, your intentions, things that make you happy. And I believe that's really important, especially at this current time, because it helps us to focus and remind ourselves of the things that really matter in life. There is so much noise going on at the minute that sometimes it's easy to get distracted and get a little bit preoccupied with things that are perhaps not really going to make that big a change to your lives. And technology has certainly saved us in terms of keeping in contact with family and friends during this difficult period. But it's a bit of a double-edged sword, and unfortunately, we can get sucked into to so many different threads and trends that it means that we get a bit preoccupied by things that perhaps are not going to make us that happy and perhaps are not that important after all. So sometimes by writing down the things that really matter in your life, it's a little constant reminder and helps to pull us back into the present of what's important to us. And also by writing things down on a piece of paper, I know a lot of people really benefit from that because it tends to clear their head a little bit. So if you're carrying around a lot of thoughts, even if it's a lot of good, positive thoughts, sometimes the stress and anxiety of trying to remember everything that you want to do and achieve can be a little bit overwhelming. So try to get it down onto paper, maybe try a little bit of journaling, but get it onto paper and almost immediately you will feel a bit of a release by writing things down. You sort of empty your head, you're emptying your thoughts onto a page, and that frees up a little bit of space and gives you a little bit of headspace, perhaps to reduce your anxiety and give you a greater sense of well-being. I know a lot of people who perhaps wake up in the middle of the night and struggle to get back to sleep because they've got things weighing around their head. Will have a little diary or a notebook and pen by the side of the bed. They can write these things down and then they find it easier to get back to sleep. And it's the same principle. Perhaps every morning it might help to get some thoughts down onto a piece of paper, whether that be your goals or your intentions or things that you're grateful for and make you happy. Now, as far as COVID goes, we have had months and months and months of very, very bad news. The narrative has changed a little bit. And that is a good thing to an extent. We're hearing a lot of good things about the vaccine rollout. It's going incredibly well. The problem I think we face at the minute is that we are becoming a little bit hung up and borderline obsessive about dates. So when will the kids go back to school? When can we get back to work? When can we get back to Atlantis, for example, which is all on our mind very much. And when can we go on holiday? When can we travel? When will the pubs open? When will restaurants open? When will non-essential shops open? And we're obsessed at the minute with when. And I understand why, I do get it. But the problem is that if we're constantly obsessed with when in the future, we kind of forget to live now. And it's important that we live in the spaces in between, and that is now. So in terms of your health and fitness goals or the things that make you happy, sometimes writing stuff down on a blank piece of paper can really help to keep us in the present and remind ourselves of what's important to us. And instead of being linked in terms of technology, remind ourselves of what's right in front of us and all around us. And certainly you've heard me say before, in terms of a natural environment and perhaps getting outside for a little bit of headspace, we live in the best place on the planet on the west coast of Scotland, even on days like today when it's raining quite heavy. But try not to get preoccupied by things that are perhaps not really that important in your life, or things that you cannot influence, which is another biggie really. We sometimes worry a lot about things that we can't influence and we can't change, and much better to focus on the here and now and what you can make a difference to in terms of perhaps your health and fitness, which means that hopefully when we come out of this, and we will come out of this at some stage, and we return to a more normal life, we're in a much fitter position to make use of that newfound freedom. So why not give it a go? Perhaps write down a few things that you want to achieve. So if you've got some set goals, get them down on paper, or perhaps just write down things that you're grateful for. That will be a little reminder that there are some things to be happy about all around us, and hopefully in time things will change dramatically, and we'll all be able to start seeing each other on a much more regular basis. Right, I'm going to leave that there for today, and I will see you guys next week when hopefully the weather will be a little bit better and hopefully I'll be outdoors. Take care. All the best. Bye-bye.